Hello, hello, Scott Moore. We are getting ready to go.
I'm here and ready.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good luck and go green.
The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Now Spartans 2-on-1 into the zone. Shot! Oh! Another roof shot. 5-on-3 into the Spartan zone. What a save by Augustine. And now Michigan State back over the blue line. Ranked wide to pass. Out front.
It's time for the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show is also brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense, the Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Tommy Raines Realtors, Realtors that get results, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. The Adam Nightingale Show is also presented by One North Kitchen and Bar. Making good times great. Labatt. Crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. And by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Now, with head coach Adam Nightingale, here's Rob Woodward and the voice of Michigan State Spartan hockey, Scott Moore.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Coach is here, Woody is too, and for the next 60 minutes, we'll talk about last week's rivalry matchup against Michigan, the bye week this week, and more. A little bit later on the show, we'll be joined by freshman forward Shane Van Sage, who had a very good weekend against the Wolverines, and we'll also check in with Neil Koepke to take a look at the other conferences, the Hobie race, and yes, we may even talk just a little bit about the pairwise ratings. We had some questions about that last week as we reach the final weeks of the regular season. It is no longer too early to look at the pairwise unless you're a head coach. We have a Hardy and who made it here to Reno's with the weather. So thank you all for coming out, and I know that means that we've got more people at home that are joining in on the radio. The crowd here at One North Kitchen Bar, East Lansing on Abbott, just north of Saginaw. If you want to join the live audience for any of our coaches' shows, we've got 4 more Adam Nightingale shows coming up, and Tom Izzo.
Friday night, really a dominating performance in that second period. You outshot Michigan 20-7. And as you just said, they started going in for you down at Joe Louis Arena. But how was the team better? You said they were fairly similar type games, but how was it better? Why were they going in on Saturday as opposed to Friday?
I think just getting to that area and making them count, right? I think that if you look at some of the goals we scored, even Mikey D's goal, right? He's got an option to drift away from the net, but instead sprint to the net front, and you get rewarded. So, I mean, I just think that a little hungrier around, and that's what this time of year is about. It's not about just creating, good chances. You got to finish them.
How did you withhold Michigan to 18 shots on Saturday? I think you held them to 6 shots in the first period down at Little Caesars, 9 in the second, and we're going into that third period. We're only up 3-1. Yet you withheld Michigan to 3 shots in the third period. What were you guys doing so well today? I mean, obviously they have a lot of talent up front, and they can produce shots and score.
Big time. And they can tax you for sure. And I think with that, all right, they went on the power play 6 times. So we thought the Kill did a great job.
That's my next question. Don't get ahead of me now.
Gotcha. Kill did a great job. I think just controlling the puck and controlling the play, right? And I think we're at our best when we're rolling. I think it helped that I thought Mikey D'Angelo and Griffin Jarecki had better games, so that that adds to our depth. And I just thought the guys were on it, and we spent quite a bit of time in the offensive zone. And usually that's a pretty good recipe, right? If they don't have the puck, it's hard to generate much.
Let's move to the penalty kill. What do you like about your penalty kill? You guys were 10 for 11 on the weekend. The only goal you let in was that 5-on-3 that Michigan had in the Friday game. I think you held them to 3 shots on Friday and 5 shots in their 6 power plays on Saturday. Why is your power play or penalty kill clicking right now? And this is the time you want it to.
No doubt. I mean, I think it starts at net, right? If you want to have a good penalty kill, have a good goalie, and we definitely have that. And we're doing a better job winning faceoffs. So if you win faceoffs, you clear at 200 feet. They got to come back 200 feet. Doing a better job on the forecheck, right? Disrupting their entries, and then recognizing opportunities to pressure. If that puck's, a shot, rebound, or whatever it is, pressured in as a unit of 4 or 3, whoever's out there. And, Jared DeMichael runs our penalty kill, does a great job. And obviously the guys are listening to him, but at the end of the day, they're the ones going out there and doing it.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job. So nice. You just said, you got to have thick skin when you're coaching. I'm curious, because I see your parents there a lot after the games. What do your mom and dad have to say to you after a game like that on Friday night when it's a tough loss? Because everybody's patting you on the back. But again, we played well, and your mom and dad have been around this game a long time. I'm kind of curious on what they say to you afterwards.
They're great. I mean, it's never been about winning or losing or scoring. I always felt like my brothers and my parents cared about us unconditionally, and it wasn't about the result and doing your best. And, my parents have been around a lot of hockey, right? Like between my 2 brothers and I, and watching it, and Jared coaching, professionally now, and Jason working in the NHL, they have a really good perspective of that's our sport a little bit at times. And if you play like that over time, you'll get rewarded. And so it's always nice after games, right? You find out, because there's some people that are, with you win or tie, and they're definitely, no matter what, they're supportive.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you that. I mean, it's got to be kind of nice, to talk to them after a game
for
like
sure.
that, and they come down, and
for sure,
because at the end of the day, you're their son, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And they say, hey,
don't poke Mama Bear.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Rob will go out in the audience and try to find some people who have questions for the coach. And we will be back with more MSU hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
With full electrification of our communities on the horizon, the electrical construction industry is rapidly growing. As an IBEW apprentice, you earn a living wage while you learn, graduate debt-free, and start a great career with excellent wages, family health care, and retirement benefits. IBEW 665 and the National Electrical Contractors Association are the leaders in training the next generation of electricians. The future is electric. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Back live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everyone, to the One North Kitchen and Bar, East Lansing, and the Coach Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. You know, the electrical contractors of IBEW NECA 665 provide the safest, highest quality electrical work at the best value to their customers. Learn more online at IBEWNECA665.org. Well, Rob has the microphone out in the audience, and one of the hardy souls who made it here a little bit early, Mr. Bria, has the first question as per usual.
Well, he's a Youper, so this is nothing for Bree, right?
This is summertime weather for him.
This isn't anything, right, Adam?
That's right.
A little sprinkle of snow.
Yeah, dusting.
Just want to. I'm going to hit you with a 3-part question for tonight.
Wow.
Can you handle 3?
Well, we're going to try.
And also, congratulations on the weekend.
Thank you.
It was awesome. What is your take on the upcoming Four Nations tournament? Will this tournament replace the traditional All-Star hockey game? And would you like to see this as a new format every year?
Well, excited about it. I mean, you talk about getting a best on best. That's really hard, right? The Olympics, they've had it here and there, right, where they've done the best on best, but it's been a while. And I think it was 2004 World Cup of Hockey. I actually got a chance. Jim Slater and my younger brother and I went and watched USA play Canada in Columbus. I think it's great. I think it's great for the game. And I know all the players are excited about, playing in it and representing your country. And, I think the All-Star, this will happen, whether they do it every 4 years or 2 years. I don't know what the plan is, but and maybe in an Olympic year, they don't do it. So in a couple of years, right, you have an opportunity to do best on best. But I think that it's great for the game. I know the guys are super excited about it. And I think it's what I would like to see is, add in the other countries as well, right? So obviously Czechs, Russia, there's a little bit there with the IAHF and banning them, but if you add them into the tournament, Germany's got to, produce a ton of good players. So I think you could put 8 really good teams together and make a really good tournament.
All right. Thanks for the question, Greg. Anybody else that has a question, get your hand up, and Woody will bring the microphone to you as he has with Bird.
How you doing, Scott?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice weekend, Coach.
Thanks, Bert.
Hey, I was wondering, on that goal Saturday where they reviewed it, where it looked like our guy got checked into the goalie, and then they had to review that. Is that, were they looking to see if he intentionally went there? He got checked in there. Is that how they determined that?
Yeah. I mean, I think at first when I watched it up on the big screen, I thought it was going to get called back. Because, Mikey went to the blue paint on his own, but if you watch it back closer, he went there and the puck hit him. And so he had the puck with him when he was in the blue paint. So you're able to be in the blue paint at that point. And then their guy cross-checked him. So I thought the refs did a good job in the call. It's pretty similar to the one we had disallowed. I think it was at Ohio State where their guy had got in. He went to the paint on his own. He couldn't get out because I think Bazzi was cross-checking him. So similar, but the difference was, the puck was in Mikey's jersey. So once it's in his jersey, he's allowed to be in the blue paint. He made a good play.
Indeed. We got another question over on the left side for you, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Good. Question about you. I love everything you brought to the program, and one of the cornerstones seems to be, whether support staff, your players, coaches, everybody involved, this humbleness that just completely engulfs this program. With that said, after you've been here for about 2.5 years, I'd be really curious to hear what Adam Nightingale, as an evaluator, would say to Adam Nightingale, our head coach. Maybe one thing you think you've done really well in 2.5 years, and maybe, I don't know if there's any one thing that you think that maybe you could have done better or would have done differently, or just what you would do to evaluate yourself.
Yeah, I think you're constantly, as a coach, right, evaluating what you're good. I would say that the best thing we've done is hire good people, and I think that I probably get too much credit for what's going on. We got a great staff. You look at our assistant coaches, how hard they work. They're on the road. One of them's on the road already. One leaves tomorrow. Another one's leaving on Saturday. I'm going on the road. Our strength coach has been a huge add to our program. I think just those decisions on who you're going to bring in. And I think that, when I got the opportunity to coach here, I knew that I wasn't in college hockey, and I needed to surround myself with people that were in college hockey that could not only hit the ground recruiting, but had, relationships with people to help us get good players, but also develop players. So I think that would be the biggest one. And, as far as I feel like I got a lot to work on and keep growing as a coach. And I think that, we're supported so well. We have no excuse for not being a good hockey team through our university, but I think just staying, tuning out noise and focusing on getting better every day. I think that's, I think we do a good job of that, but making sure we stay disciplined with it down the stretch here.
Great questions. Down in front here.
Mine's more a comment. It was fantastic being there Saturday. Our seats, we had the band just above us. We were down in the lower bowl. Got to see Trey twice. So, it was excellent. It was really fun. The thing that I was really impressed with is how the players did control their emotions. Didn't see the kind of fights that we've had in the past where they got kind of goaded into it. So congratulations on whoever talked them into controlling their emotions.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah. It's a hard game to play in, and or games, and we got to play with emotion, but like you said, you can't let it control you. And I give our guys a ton of credit, because it's not easy too, right? And as much as there's moments where you'd like fighting to be a part of the game in college where you could stick up for yourself, that's not the case. And so if you make that decision, you got to sit out a game. So it's really focusing on playing whistle to whistle. And that goes back to, how you recruiting the right type of kids and right families that understand that, you can't do those type of things, and you got to control it and put the team first.
I'm curious, when you're down there and you're working, are you able to enjoy that atmosphere? Because on that point, it really was. It was sellout. The atmosphere was great. And is that something that you sell to recruits when you're talking to them about coming to Michigan State? Do you point that game out in particular?
We talk about, if you're recruiting a Michigan kid, they probably have a good feel for it, right? If it's a kid that's out of state or Canadian or European, it probably would be hard for them to comprehend. And even as much as you talk about it until you actually get into it, it's probably hard to understand. So we try to explain to recruits what that means to play in that type of game. And it's hard to really truly enjoy the atmosphere of it. But I think that, at the end of the day, getting the job done is the best way to experience it. Right. And so no different than when we went to Wrigley or the GLI, right? You got a job to do, and making sure you do everything you can to get the job done. And then if you do, it's a pretty good feeling.
We got time for one more. We're going to hear from Neil later, but he's got a question for you directly.
And the first Michigan series in January, at the end of the game here, there was a scrum, a little bit of a fight. And one of the Michigan players, I think it was Hattie, got a 5-minute major for face mask and a game disqualification. So he did not get to play the next series at Wisconsin. So on Saturday in Detroit, at the very last part of the game, Michael Hage got a 5-minute major in a game misconduct they announced it a game disqualification, but then they changed it to a game misconduct. So do you know the difference why one was a disqualification and the other was only a game misconduct?
I think the refs have an opportunity to show a little bit of grace, right? It's a frustrating penalty from a coach's perspective, right? It's black and white. You grab the face mask, it's a penalty. And I think in the first series, they were there right there, and they maybe gave the player an opportunity to, hey, release it, and we'll just give you a misconduct, not a DQ. And I think when they watched this one back on tape, that wasn't the case, right? It was they were battling. Obviously, he grabbed the face mask, but the ref wasn't right there telling them, hey, enough, and so that's why it's probably just a misconduct.
All right, great questions from the audience here. We'll maybe have a little bit of time later on to take a few more if you have them. Frankly, you'll want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations all across the state, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at FMINS.com. We're live in East Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Our show is presented by IBEW NICA 665. Back after these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Happy birthday. You just turned 21. You can now legally buy alcohol. But if you're thinking of buying a beer for that friend who is still underage, think again. 21 means you're legal to buy, not supply. It could cost you $1,000 in fines and up to 100 days in jail, and the physical cost is even higher. Emergency room visits, traffic crashes, violent crime, and more. Remember, 21 may be old enough to buy, but don't supply.
A public service message from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We sit, excited, on the bus, the sidelines, courtside, in dugouts, waiting for our shot, driven by greatness. For over 60 years, Dean has delivered athletes safely to their battlegrounds, not as a spectator, but as a teammate. Much more than a job, a true calling with all the purpose and performance that champions possess. Join our team today and experience what it means to be driven by greatness. Go green, go white, go Dean. DeanJobs.com.
3, 2, 1.
We are back live with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. You know, Big B Coffee loves Michigan State, and they love it when the Spartans win. When the Spartans win home games, you can visit any Mid-Michigan Big B location the next day and receive a BOGO coffee, courtesy of Big B Coffee, proud partner of Michigan State Athletics. Well, we are joined now on the stage here at 1 North by number 23, Shane Van Sage, freshman forward from St. Louis, Missouri. Shane, thanks for coming out here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You're a freshman, so we don't really have a chance to get to know you, so I'll start it off with an easy one. How'd you get started in the game of hockey?
Well, being from St. Louis, Missouri, especially at the time, 18 years ago, I wouldn't say it's the craziest hotbed for hockey, but I kind of got started. My mom knew a friend, and she it was one of those deals where it was like a free learn to skate at our local rink, like 5 minutes down the road. And my brother, who was 3 years older, he kind of was fired up to go, and he was like, come on, let's go to my parents. And I was dragged along, and I guess the rest is history. I think the first time I was on the ice, I almost started crying. I think I was a little scared, but then I saw my brother flying around, so that kind of, I don't know, it excited me more. So I kind of just followed his lead throughout my career.
You mentioned that St. Louis 18 years ago wasn't really a hockey hotbed. I'm seeing more and more people in college hockey that are listed as Missouri natives. It seems to be gaining. I would imagine the Blues are a big part of that.
Yeah, for sure. I think especially the alumni, they come back and they coach the AAA teams there. And I think that helps with the development and it helps kids want to play for them. And Jeff Brown coaches my brother. I skate with him in the summer, and he does a good job at coaching his teams.
We got a question from the audience for you. Mr. Bria with the mic.
How you doing, Shane?
Good. How are you?
Good. You had a good weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What things brought you to Michigan State? I mean, why did you come this way?
There's a number of reasons. I think obviously Coach Nightingale was a big part of that, and then also the staff that he hired. The facilities were obviously top notch, so it's hard to pass up on that. But I think it was just the fact that I could trust Coach Nightingale and his staff to help me grow as a person, as a player, and help to get my game to the next level.
I think you've grown so far this year, just your freshman year.
Yeah, I think there's obviously still a lot to get better at, but I think I've done a good job at adjusting to the collegiate level. It's definitely bigger, stronger, faster, and I think I've asserted myself in a positive way with the strength and speed of the game. And I think I've done a good job at playing to my identity and being pretty consistent with that.
So you talk about, faster, bigger, stronger players. Is there something about the game, the college hockey game, that's different than what you thought it would be like coming in?
Not necessarily. Playing at the national team, I think I probably played 15 to 20 college games last year before I came in. So I got a little experience with college hockey before I even got to college hockey. And there's really nothing that shocked me or surprised me. I mean, it's definitely an adjustment that you have to get used to.
You last weekend in the duel in the D, you had both a goal and an assist, the first goal of the game as well. And I know you played in front of more people at Wrigley Field last month, but when you broke the ice in that game and with that power play goal early in the game, what was it like hearing 19,515 voices in the stands?
It was sweet. I remember the puck went in the net, and I remember the puck like barely trickling in, and I was just like, it felt like forever before the puck crossed the goal line.
Great.
And I kind of the first thing I did, I looked up at the crowd, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is no way this is happening.
That was a great crowd too. We got another question from the audience for you.
Yeah, Shane, it's great to watch you play, and I'm glad you're here. How did it feel on Friday to have to change lines and play with a different line because of the penalties we had?
Obviously, it's playing with Howard and Stramel, they're two great players, so it's fun to play with those guys. It is a little bit of an adjustment playing with new guys, especially stepping like in the middle of a game, stepping into a new line. But I try not to focus on it, try not to make it a big deal. I kind of just try to play my way and do what I do. Thank you.
Yeah, you did do a very good job.
you.
Knights, talk to us a little bit about Shane's development throughout this year. I mean, obviously, recruiting, we knew what his possibilities were, but we've heard his name climbing the ranks as far as NHL Central scouting and possibly getting drafted this year and stuff like that. But as far as a Michigan State Spartan, how has he improved in your eyes from July when he first gets on campus to right now?
Yeah, we're fortunate to have him. I've actually known Shane a long time. So before I got this job, we had selected the 2006 birth year with the national team, and obviously Shane was good. So I was supposed to coach him, and then I got this job here. And then when we got a chance to, we had to wait a little bit to recruit him just because of his birth date, and so he could have went anywhere he wanted. For him to pick us, that meant a lot. And I think he's just continually to grow his game and, jumping to college hockey. He played 15 to 20 games. It's different when you're in it in practice and in games, and the intensity is different. versus an exhibition game. But I think, where he's done a really good job is I think he's got way more speed and than people get him credit for, and his ability to get to the inside offensively and play like a power forward, and I thought you saw that this weekend, right? And I think that's Shane's challenge to continue to elevate that, as he goes forward. And but I mean, we couldn't be more excited about him, and especially a player this young that's so bought into being a great Spartan. And his individual success is not what's driving him. He wants our team to be great, and he's a huge piece of our team, and we're going to need him down the stretch.
We're going to take a break, and I need you to stay right there, Shane, because we got more questions for you. Spartan fans, gear up with an MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet logo. It's the perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. We will be back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Agent, if auto owners make sense for you.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give initiative. You help provide a bright future for kids and support sustainability in our communities. Learn more at Meijer.com. Well, Shane, we've been asking questions all season long, and I'll let Rob describe what we're going to go through, but you are our latest guinea pig here, okay?
All right.
There
Scotty said, we've been asking everybody the exact same question. So the first thing that comes to your mind, answer it. There's no right or wrong answer. They're pretty easy.
Okay.
Even though, you're a freshman, you're going to be all right there. I promise you. We'll take care of you. First question. Ready? Here we go. Favorite hockey player as a kid? See, this is easy.
Alex Ovechkin.
Other than hockey, what sport are you best at?
Baseball.
You're a winger. What 2 NHL players, they could be current players or retired players, would you pick to have on your line? What would be your dream line mates?
Ovechkin and Crosby.
That's stacking the deck right there.
Which teammate do you bring to an escape room?
Matt Basgall.
Who on the team is most likely to end up dating a celebrity?
That's a good one. Mikey D'Angelo.
Ooh, from a freshman's perspective, Mikey D'Angelo, I like it. Which teammate is most likely to end up a coach?
Carson Dorwart.
Coach Knights needs you to dig a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot deep trench, and you have to get it done within 5 minutes. Who's the teammate that you picked to get that done?
Trey Augustine.
All
right
right.
then. Who on the team would win a Dancing with the Stars competition? You can pick yourself too.
Oh, definitely not picking myself with that
one.
one. I'm going to go Mikey D'Angelo again.
All right.
All right.
You're a coach. Who do you send out first in a shootout?
Isaac Howard.
Last question. And you're kind of new here, but you've probably got a good feeling for Munn. What's the absolute best thing about Munn Arena?
I like how it's very compact and tight, and the fans feel like they're right on top of you, and it gets super loud.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Shane
All
Van
right.
Sage, thank you.
Good answers. One last question for you before you go. Number 23, is there a significance, or is it just you wound up with 23?
I kind of just ended up with it. I like how it looks.
Okay.
I wanted to be 29. I think that was my first option, but O'Connell had that.
Yeah,
so.
that's kind of taken.
Yeah, I like 23, just the way it looks. There's no meaning behind it.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Shane Van Sake, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. That's the freshman forward out of St. Louis area. Rob, you've got a college hockey fun fact for us, don't you?
So, you were, or Bree was talking about the NHL All-Star game. So some of these players on this list, I believe, were NHL All-Stars. But the NHL has an award. It's called the NHL Milestone Award. It's for guys that have reached 1,000 points in their NHL career. And there's been 98 players to ever do that. And 12 of them, just 12, have been college players.
Oh.
So our college hockey fun fact of the week are those 12 players. I'm going to start at number 12, and I'll work my way up. So Brian Leach is at 12. Tied at 10 is Martin St. Louis and Doug Waite. I think a lot of us remember Doug Waite playing for Lake Superior State. Joe Mullen, 9. Keith Kachuk at 8. Joel Pavelski is at 7. Dave Taylor, 6. Glenn Anderson is in 5th place, Neil. Joe Neuendijk went to Cornell's in 4th place. And the top 3, our own Rod Brindamore with 1,184 points is in 3rd. Brett Hall, I think we've heard that name before. Minnesota Duluth, 1,391 points. Can anybody guess the top? Went to RPI. Rob Woodward?
No.
I appreciate it, Bree. Mandy's the only one that really thinks that. So Adam Oates, yes,
Adam
with
Oates,
1,420 points, the top collegiate point scorer ever in the NHL. That's our college hockey fun fact of the week.
That is a fun fact. We will take a break and come back with Neil Kepke and all of his information. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the Munn team can help. And with the power of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services behind them, they can do more than most. Check out the Munn team online at munnteam.com. That's Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They are realtors who get results. The Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, will continue after this timeout on the Spartan Media Network.
Do you need an electric vehicle charger installed? Whether for a home, business, school, or more, IBEW NICA 665 contractors are the experts in EV charging installations. Our electricians aren't just licensed. We have advanced training and certification through the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program, or EVITP. The EVITP gives us the most comprehensive training available, which means we install EV chargers to the highest standards of quality and safety. Visit IBEWNECA665.org to find a contractor for your next project.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
The Sweet Deals event is going on now at Shaheen Chevrolet. With over 400 Chevrolets ready to test drive. Get the rugged Silverado for just $182 a month. Or the fuel-efficient Equinox for $256 a month. Drive home in affordable tracks for just $217 a month. Don't miss out on these sweet deals. Take home your sweetheart deal today from Shaheen Chevrolet. Or shop online at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need three things. 1. You love saving money and earning cash back. 2. You have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. We are back with more Spartan hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan Hockey Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets tickets to a Michigan State home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Here's the question for this week. With 4 regular season games remaining, MSU has 14 players in double digits for points scored this season. There are a couple more who are within a point or two of joining that club as well. Last year, through the entire season and the playoffs, the Spartans had 16 players in double digits. But before that, it had been quite a while. The last time the Spartans had 14 players finish in double digits, the question is, who was the team's leading scorer that year? Okay, so this one's a little on the tough side.
Well, Jeff Barnes just walked in, our old SID. Maybe
know.
he might know this. Throwing you on the spot, Barnes, you know?
He should know this. Okay, all right. Get up a hand and take a guess, and I do have some hints for you. Mike Donnelly. Nope, it was not Mike Donnelly. Here's one hint. Michigan State made the NCAA tournament that year despite not winning their conference tournament. Okay. So think of a year that they didn't win. And I'll give you this one, CCHA tournament. Okay. So it was back in the CCHA days. Anybody else with a guess?
Hamway.
Mark Hamway. That's going back a little bit too far, but a very good guess. Here's another one. On that team, there were no fewer than 5 players who finished with 30 or more points, including all 3 who scored goals in the final game of the season.
Mike Donnelly?
Nope. Mike Donnelly? Nope. All right. We got any more guesses? You need another hint.
This is a tough one, Scotty.
This one is tough. Okay. The name we're looking for scored both a goal and an assist in the team's final game of the season, which resulted in a trophy. Okay. All right.
Applicator.
That is not correct, but it's close. It's close.
Getting close to that era.
We're in the ballpark here. Let's see. The player went on to play professionally for 10 years after leaving MSU, including playing for his hometown team. And in fact, he now works in player development for said hometown team. We got another guest coming up.
Tim Kennedy?
Tim Kennedy is correct. He was the leading scorer on the national championship team, 18 goals, 25 assists for 43 points that year. And I got a chance to see him when we were out in Buffalo to play against Canisius, looking good. and it was fun reconnecting with him.
No doubt, doing a great job there in Buffalo. We get to see him quite a bit because they have obviously Geary and Sturback, so he's around trying to help those guys keep growing their game.
Exactly. Well, now let's talk with Neil Koepke. Neil, even though you're retired from active writing, you still keep your finger on the pulse of college hockey, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Basically voting in the polls every Sunday night, trying to figure out who is 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, taking some time to look at different records and so forth. I just won't vote for two teams that maybe won over the weekend and they're weak teams. And you'll see all the teams that get votes. If you look at them, you wonder why. Like Wisconsin last week, they've lost 4 in a row, and people are still voting for them in the polls. So someone is voting for them at 20 or 19 or 18 or whatever, and sometimes I wonder really why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's take a look at some of the other conferences. We all know what's going on in the Big Ten, but where are the big stories in some of the other conferences?
One of the biggest stories is the NCHC, the National Collegiate Hockey Conference. And basically, surprise teams are 1 and 2 in that league. Western Michigan's in first place. And Arizona State, which is in the first year of their league existence in the NCHC, are in second. And Western Michigan was picked in the preseason poll to be 6th. And Arizona State was picked to be 8th, only ahead of Miami. And so these two teams have basically put it together. And the NCHC, along with Hockey East right now, many of those teams have 8 and 7 games left. Whereas the Big Ten has a 3-week playoff series, 3 weeks of it. The NCHC and Hockey East only have 2. They have the first round, second round, boom, and they go to Boston or they go to St. Paul. So basically that race is going. One of the oddities, too, is that Denver looks like they're in 5th place. North Dakota's in 4th, but Denver is solidly entrenched in the pairwise.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to make it no matter what happens. But North Dakota right now is number 23 in the pairwise. I believe their record is only 14 and 11. So they've got to go. And that was one team I thought coming out of the break would really get going and turn it around because they've done that in the past. But this year, it's a little different North Dakota team.
We did have a question last week about the pairwise just in general. You are probably the person that knows more about it that I know than anybody else. What can you tell us about the pairwise and how it's put together without going into a whole lot of mathematics and, because that just makes my eyes spin.
The one part is sort of easy, and that is matching every team against matching team. And if you look at the pairwise numbers, those are comparisons. So if you look at Michigan State, they're compared to every team in the country, all 64. And it's basically head-to-head, it's common opponents, and then RPI was strength of schedule. Now, RPI is the one that's confusing because it's basically a combination of your opponent, your strength of schedule, your opponent's records, and their opponent's records combined gives you an RPI. And if it's tied 1-1 or whatever, 2-2, whatever, then basically that breaks the tie. So that's why sometimes you think a team loses twice and stays the same, or a team wins once and drops. That's because the comparisons are different.
Exactly. We've got more questions for you here, but we need to get a quick break in. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in our community. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Tonight's show powered by IBEW NICA 665. Back after these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The Sweet Deals event is going on now at Shaheen Chevrolet. With over 400 Chevrolets ready to test drive. Get the rugged Silverado for just $182 a month. Or the fuel-efficient Equinox for $256 a month. Drive home in affordable tracks for just $217 a month. Don't miss out on these sweet deals. Take home your sweetheart deal today from Shaheen Chevrolet. Or shop online at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No. First base! Go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Do you need an electric vehicle charger installed? Whether for a home, business, school, or more, IBEW NECA 665 contractors are the experts in EV charging installations. Our electricians aren't just licensed. We have advanced training and certification through the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program, or EVITP. The EVITP gives us the most comprehensive training available, which means we install EV chargers to the highest standards of quality and safety. Visit IBEWNECA665.org to find a contractor for your next project.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Our show today coming to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located on Abbott, just north of Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Before we go on with Neil, a quick memorable moment for you from Rob. Whoop, hang on, Rob.
Celebrating 50 years of MUN. We're going to go back to March 5th of 1999. It was a 4-1 win for Michigan State over Ferris State. Jeff Kozakowski, Brian Adams, and Rustin Dolany. Rustin Dolany got 2 goals in that game. One was a shorty. Joe Blackburn got the win in net. But what was special about that game? Why are we bringing that up? Well, it was the most penalty minutes ever recorded for a Michigan State team at MUN Arena.
Wow.
74 penalty minutes were assessed against the green and white. By the way, 74 were also assessed against Ferris State that night. So the 31 that we got on Friday wasn't even close to the 74. By the way, a record for Michigan State for penalty minutes in a game. It wasn't at MUN, obviously. It was at Western Michigan, 108 penalty minutes against the Broncos, a 3-2 loss, January 31st, 1997.
Okay.
That's our MUN memorable moment. Neil,
yes,
you've been around a long time, this program. Do you have a MUN memorable moment?
Yes, I do. It's basically 1989, Woody. It was the best of 3 series against Boston College.
No, it was against BU, right?
No, 89.
Oh, 89, the year
90,
before. In the spring of 89, yes.
90 was BU.
90 was BU,
yeah,
yes.
That's a bad memory, by the way.
Yeah, I'll shut up now. Yeah, I know it was.
BC won the first game 6-2. Spartans won 7-2. The second game on Easter Sunday of that year, 89, it went into overtime. And basically it went back and forth. And Kerry Russell won a face-off in the opposing zone, got it back to Don Gibson. Gibson got the puck towards the net. And Mark Hurth scored a goal. And I usually don't cheer for goals or whatever, but the crowd was electric. And basically I just stood up and just said, that goal saved me about $1,000 because I was now going to the Frozen Four by way of the Lansing State Journal instead of by Neil's bank.
That's great. There you go. There you go. We always start running out of time with you, Neil, but quickly, Hobie Baker vote, the fan vote, Ike Howard is on top. Does that surprise you?
It does a little bit. I just didn't. I thought a lot of teams push their fans to vote in different ways, and it gets a little bit convoluted. But I'm impressed with that 15% he's got, and he will be one of the I think 10 that will be nominated for the Hobie.
Who's your dark horse? Keeping Ike out of it, who's your pick?
Well, I would think the favorite is Ryan Leonard of BC, Jimmy Snuggerud of Minnesota. And then Ike is right there. I think those will be the Hobie hat tricks. But as far as the dark horse, boy, that's going to be tough because there's going to be a guy that just comes through and it might even be Gabe Perreault, who is also a BC guy. He might take take away votes from Leonard.
All right. We will be back to wrap up the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665 after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Coach, you got the weekend off. You mentioned that you're going to go out and do a little recruiting.
Yeah, get out. We're practicing the rest of the week through Saturday. D Mike's already out. Townsy's leaving tomorrow. Has to be on the road, and then I'll go out Saturday.
All right. Well, no opponent this week. We got the bye week. We'll keep our eyes on Minnesota at Michigan, Ohio State hosting Wisconsin, and Notre Dame at Penn State. Our next show will be 1 week from tonight, Wednesday, February 19th, again back at 6 o'clock. We thank everyone for making it through the snow to get here, and those of you listening at home, we thank you for doing that as well. Thanks to Coach. Thanks to Woody, Shane Van Sage, Noah Kelly in the studio, Neil Kepke here, Gage Dansby on the video, and all the fans. I'm Scott Moore. Till the next time, go green.
Go white.
You've been listening to the Adam Nightingale Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports, powered by the IBEW NICA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show has also been brought to you by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. And by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. The Adam Nightingale Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time right here on the Spartan Media Network.